Hi guys, Louis Defending Elvis. So I'm going to try and do a little 15-minute video introducing Donna Presley's latest question and answer. What has she called it? Donna Presley's Candid, Honest, Straight, Vernon, Gladys, Riley, Elvis and more, part 1. So there's more to come. Obviously, Donna is Team Elvis. She's part of our inner circle. We obviously have started a brand new Elvis inner circle, and you can only be in the inner circle if you are defending Elvis and Lisa on the bloodline that have not betrayed Elvis. And you cannot be a supporter of the Elvis trashers. So if you're ass kissing the Elvis trashers or the Elvis trasher fans, you ain't part of Team Elvis. You ain't part of our inner circle. Yeah, we do have rules, guys. I take it very seriously that we are called Defending Elvis for a reason. We're called Team Elvis for a reason. We disagree with the people that are trashing Elvis, the people that support the people that trash Elvis. Yeah, it's pretty simple. So Tino is here with me. He's in the background. He's watching Peppa Pig. There you can. I've let you loud enough now. All right, I'll talk a bit quieter. Okay. Right, let's listen to part 1 of Donna's new video. I knew about this because Karen has been telling me about it. I think it's going to be pretty good. We'll probably only do about 3 or 4 questions, and then we'll do a part 2. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good.
Hello, everyone. I'm Donna Presley, and I'd like to welcome you to the Donna Presley official YouTube channel. Today, it's another day for question and answers.
I mean, she must be tired, man. She's just come off that big cruise with Linda Thompson and many other people. It sounded amazing. That cruise, there was such brilliant pictures were taken when they were stopping at different ports. There's an absolutely amazing picture of Donna and Linda and them all standing around next to these giant columns. Yeah. Let's keep going, guys.
Ask the questions, I'll give the answers. So let's get started, shall we? Question number 1 is from Betsy. I know you said your mother Nash grew up with Elvis. Are there any funny stories that she told when he was little? Thinking about how funny he was when he grew up. Thanks for all you do to uplift our Elvis. Well,
great question.
Thank you so much, Betsy. I appreciate your compliments, and it's definitely a calling on my life is to care for my family and talk about Elvis and the whole family, and let you know just how wonderful they really were. Okay, yeah, I do have some funny stories. One in particular, Elvis was just a little boy. My mom was 9 years older than he was, and so back in the South and back in Tupelo where they lived, houses were kind of built on stilts for like flooding and that sort of thing, and so the kids could play underneath the houses. Well, Elvis and Mom and one of their little friends were playing under the house one day, and they were making mud pies. Aunt Gladys came out on the porch, and she said, Elvis, it's time for your lunch, honey. And he said, I already ate. And she said, oh, did Grandma give you something to eat? He said, no, ma'am, Aunt Nash made mud pies, and I ate one of those. And he still had mud on his little mouth. Well, my mom got in a lot of trouble for that one, so she never did that again. But yeah, I thought that was a really, really funny and cute little story. So
I've heard about Elvis playing with his cars when he was a little boy underneath the house. Yeah. So Aunt Nash played mud pie eating under the house with Elvis. Yeah.
That's just one of the stories. Thank you. Okay, number 2, Jeff, dear Donna, I was wondering at what time period did the nickname the Memphis Flash come about? Was it right after That's All Right Mama was released? Yes, Jeff, it was. Actually, when Dewey Phillips started playing the song after Elvis recorded it, he nicknamed him the Memphis Flash and the Hillbilly Cat. So he had a couple of nicknames because of his flash and his flair and his energy and everything on stage and what he gave to the audiences everywhere. So that's where it came from. Thanks, Jeff. Number 3. Donna, was Elvis really as lonely as they say? Love your channel. Thank you, Cheryl Ann. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, Elvis had lonely times. We all have. I mean, that goes without saying. Everybody that's human has, times in their lives that they're lonely and they're hurt over things. And I guess it was especially so for Elvis in the aspect that he told me one day that he said, I never know if someone's my friend or who I'm dating is with me because I'm Elvis or because I'm Elvis Presley. So that was a little bit constraining for him and a little bit harder because you just never know for sure. But that's why he loved to keep family close and the people that he had grown up around when he was, younger and in high school and stuff, because he knew that, we loved him, whether he's Elvis or Elvis Presley. But thank you. But, he did have lonely times just like we all do. Thank you, Shirley.
Oh, I love that. I caught the ending. Come on, you're super famous. Everyone wants to know you. Not just because you're wealthy, because of how he looked, because of his talent, how he lived. Just, it must have been very difficult for Elvis to sort of really know who was there for the right reasons, whether it be girlfriends, ex-wife, Memphis Mafia. I feel that Elvis felt that he could trust the Smiths, the Stanleys, the Memphis Mafia. He was wrong. He was wrong. Most of them let him down. Most of them stitched him up, double-crossed him, backstabbed him. Some of them were very loyal. Some of them, yeah. So it's sad. It's very sad in some ways. I mean, I do understand that he would get lonely because I also understand what she's trying to say. He felt most comfortable with close family around him. Of course, Aunt Nash, Aunt Delta, Minnie May, lovely Donna, who he called Donnie. And one thing we do know about Elvis, wherever he went, even from childhood, when he was very young, when he was a teenager, he took family with him. Don't forget, he moves from Tupelo to Mississippi. Billy Smith comes with him. The family were very important. If family were in trouble, he would bring them close. Yeah? So the Presleys were very important to Elvis.
Okay. This is from Pat. Hello, Donna. Love you for keeping Elvis's memory alive. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Love you guys, too. I have a couple of questions. Do you think Gladys would have approved of Priscilla? And did she really love Elvis for it?
What a question. Do you think Gladys would have approved of Priscilla Presley? Guys, put it in the comments.
For the money and the fame.
Guys, I want to play that question again because the way she pauses. Let's.
I have a couple of questions. Do you think Gladys would have approved of Priscilla? And did she really love Elvis for the money and the fame?
So sometimes I've noticed with Donna that if she's going to get very serious, she gives you that big smile. I'm not sure if she's going to do it now, but if she gives you the big smile, something serious is coming.
I think that Aunt Gladys would have been, we all know how much she loved Elvis and how protective she was of him. And I think that any woman that he dated or had any kind of long relationship with, she, would have definitely given him advice about. Do I think he would have made some of the choices that he made had she still been alive? Probably not. I don't think so. But, it's... unfortunately, she wasn't around, and sometimes men don't.
There's that big smile.
Always take advice from fathers and other people like they would their mother if she was still there. But thank you so much. Okay, the next one is.
Want to sit on my lap?
Hi, Donna. This is from Jane.
Come here.
Hi, Donna. How did Elvis feel when Priscilla put a lien on Graceland?
Oh.
I can imagine. Just like to hear your thoughts. Thank you.
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, these questions are quite serious. I haven't watched this, guys. This is my first time watching this. So we know, is it April 1977, Priscilla's lawyers and Priscilla put a debt on Graceland's because Priscilla was owed a lot of money from the second divorce settlement. Yeah, a divorce settlement that she should never have had. Hello. He's watching Peppa Pig. So I've always said one of the most disgusting things Priscilla ever did was go back for that second divorce, the second divorce settlement, which she promised she would never do. She had to accuse Elvis of fraud to do it. And then the other thing, she had to sue Elvis to get that second divorce reopened. Yeah. And then the other thing was that, that was around 73, 74. So in 77, guys, she's going back again. I call it a third divorce. Yeah. That's just me, my opinion. She's placing this debt on Graceland's, this lien to guarantee she gets her money in installments. She wants royalties. She wants massive spousal payments, monthly spousal payments. But they say that this forced Elvis to sell his pre-1973 recording rights. So could you imagine how Vernon and Elvis felt the way Priscilla was out for blood, in 1977 with this debt? And Priscilla keeps saying to the world, Elvis was the love of my life. She keeps acting as if they were still married when he died. Yeah. The general public generally think Priscilla and Elvis were still together when he died, which is just bonkers. Bonkers. She was unfaithful at least twice just after the marriage. And there's no way that Elvis was the love of her life. So let's see what Donna says concerning this lien, this debt that was placed on Graceland to guarantee that Priscilla got her money, the greed. I want more, more, more. This is Priscilla Presley.
Well, he wasn't happy. Sure of that. That's just, that was something.
Says he wasn't happy, but Vernon as well. This affected Vernon.
I'm sure he felt was totally unnecessary, and I'm quite sure he was very upset about it, and Uncle Vernon would have been too. This was something that should not have happened, but
Disgusting, guys.
he took it in stride like he did everything else, and he knew he could take care of it, and so he did. But he was upset. Yeah, thank you so much.
Of course he was. His ex-wife, he has given an absolute fortune to, who is unfaithful to him, who he has given her all the money she could ever dream of, and home.
Go out now, boy.
All right, like, and home. He gave her come on, guys. He gave her a dream life. She moved from a very normal existence, in Germany with her parents, to a glamorous world, a celebrity lifestyle, a Hollywood life at Graceland. And there she is, unfaithful to him. She'd already been given a massive amount of money in the first divorce settlement. And here she is out for blood, even months before Elvis died in April 1977, when Elvis was clearly unwell, clearly sick, clearly over-medicated, serious health problems, having a very tough year. We know about the book Elvis, What Happened, was released that year, weeks before he died as well. And there's Priscilla, who keeps saying Elvis is the love of her life, out for blood. Disgusting treatment of poor Elvis Presley. And Priscilla tries to say they were better apart. Such a load of rubbish. Such a load of rubbish. Elvis's head must have been spinning.
Okay, this is from Chris. Priscilla wants to be buried at Graceland. She also wants to spend her last days living at Graceland. That would be up to Riley, but not all Elvis fans are Priscilla fans. Would the family support Elvis's ex-wife's desire to live at Graceland? And
so I've heard this. Is this true, guys? Is this true that Priscilla has said she wants to live out her days at Graceland? Oh, I've heard about this. Is it true? Put it in the comments, guys.
What do you think of this, and where would she live? Well, that's a good question. I have no idea where she would live if she wanted.
there comes that smile.
Spent her last days at Graceland. I can't imagine that. I mean, she's lived in California her whole life, basically, except for the short time.
Come on, Priscilla wasn't a Memphis girl. She tries to act like she's a Memphis girl, like she always was a Southern girl. She was never a Southern girl. Isn't she a Dallas girl? The public have been fooled into thinking that Priscilla was this poor, innocent, sweet young girl that fell in love with Elvis. It's so far from the truth. If only the public would bother to do some research and learn the truth.
Time she was here. So I find that very interesting. However, that will be up to Riley. You know, I'm sure that, I mean, Elvis didn't leave her anything in the will, and he didn't expect that something like that would happen. So I find it.
See, I like that. You know, the little smile comes out there. She just sort of, you know, when it means a lot to Donna, because that smile comes out just briefly for seconds. Elvis did not want Priscilla in the will. Elvis would be horrified how things turned out. I know that Vernon almost had no choice but to allow Priscilla to be a co-trustee once he died on his will, to alter his will to allow Priscilla into the will, which gave Priscilla almighty power. She became the Queen of Graceland. Little did Vernon Presley know the damage that she was going to go on to do. And I'm not talking about her involvement with the opening of the Living Museum, with the Graceland home. Yeah, because eventually she does jump on board with what's already ongoing with people like Morgan Maxfield, Jack Sodden, and the bank, and Memphis City. Eventually, Priscilla jumps into that situation and then takes all credit for it. Priscilla has always said, everything was saved because of me. Elvis is remembered because of me. It's all bullshit, guys. There's so much more to the story, but there's no way Elvis for a second thought that Priscilla, who he had only briefly married, they just had one child, who had been unfaithful to him many times, even just after the wedding, even when Lisa Marie was just months old. There's no way Elvis could ever for a second have thought that Priscilla would go on to have the kind of power she had at Graceland's for over 40 years. He'd be shocked. He'd be horrified.
I find it strange that she would want to live at Graceland or be buried at Graceland, really and truly, because she never really was, you know, that fond of being in Memphis. But you know, and she was with Elvis for, you know, married to him for 5 years, and also.
Look, I just want to jump in. Yeah, they were married for 5 years, maybe, but it was a joke. The whole marriage was a farce. She was multiply unfaithful. They were not happy. The marriage, to me, in my opinion, was a forced marriage. Yeah. So, and there's no way she didn't like Memphis. Memphis wasn't her thing. You know, she's a Californian girl. Yeah. So.
She lived with Marco Garibaldi, from what I understand, for 20 years and had a son with him.
22 years.
So I'm a little
Navarone.
confused by that, but that will be up to Riley. Unfortunately, Elvis's voice has been silenced for many years now, so I don't know what will happen with that. But thank you.
It sure has, but Donna's hasn't. Yeah, the fans haven't. So who knows, guys?
Thank you for asking. Okay, the next one is from Melissa. Thanks for sharing with us, Donna. One question. Priscilla had a lien in 1977. Did that have any influence over Vernon in making her a trustee? The lien wasn't released for a few years after Graceland opened up as a museum.
I want to replay that question. It's important. Now, guys, I've always said this. Yeah, you know, I'm only a fan. I'm not an expert. You know, I'm not a researcher. I just give you my opinions based on what I've learned. Yeah, I've always said this. The two number one things that almost forced Vernon to allow, to put Priscilla into the will as co-trustee. Yeah, which was a massive decision, guys. Was the debt. There was still a large amount of money owed to Priscilla because of this cruel second divorce settlement. And the other thing, because Priscilla was Lisa's mum. The most important thing to Elvis was Lisa Marie. Vernon felt that Priscilla was the only person that was going to properly look out for Lisa Marie Presley's interests concerning Graceland's everything Elvis, yeah? So Vernon almost had no choice but to make that decision. A massive mistake, because Priscilla did not look out for Lisa. Because yes, okay, let's be straight, some of her involvement with the opening of the Living Museum, I'm sure she probably made some good business decision once she climbed on board the bandwagon, even though she took all credit for it. I'm sure that once she did get involved, she made some good decisions to massively boost everything with the income that's generated from Elvis. But then years later, the whole thing is sold off, isn't it? Lock, stock and barrel. You've got the 85% of EPE sold off. You've got Graceland's being rented to Elvis Presley Enterprises at the same time, around 2005. So yes, she helped build it up, but then she helped squander it. In my opinion, I believe, just an opinion for entertainment purposes, not fact, I believe that Priscilla persuaded Lisa Marie into going along with the sale of EPE, 85% sale. We know that Priscilla got a massive backhander because that sale went through with Robert Silliman. Yeah, Google it, guys, look it up. So I think there's very worrying circumstances around the sale of Elvis Presley Enterprises. Seriously, guys, I think some dodgy dealings went on. I think Priscilla was in it for herself. I don't think Lisa Marie truly understood the consequences of going along with the sale of 85% of EPE and renting Gracelands, where they paid the rent $3 million in advance of renting Gracelands to EPE. I just don't think Lisa truly understood what was happening. I think she was out of her depth. She isn't a businesswoman. So honestly, guys, we cannot trust Priscilla Presley. What went on all the way back then? There's so much wrongdoing, in my opinion. And Priscilla was in the middle of all of it. Yeah, just an opinion, guys. You discuss it. You leave it in the comments how you feel.
Thanks for sharing with us, Donna. One question. Priscilla had a lien in 1977. Did that have any influence over Vernon in making her a trustee? The lien wasn't released for a few years after Graceland opened up as a museum. Uncle Vernon made Priscilla a trustee for one reason and one reason only, and that is to protect Lisa's rights. He felt as her mother that she should, and he expected her to take care of Lisa and her inheritance. So that was the one and only reason he made Priscilla trustee. It was
he had no choice. Just Louis' opinion. The debt must have had, this massive debt must have had a bearing. It must have done. But let's keep going, guys.
Supposedly for just until Lisa Marie was old enough to take the reins herself. It was not to be a lifelong commitment. It was just merely...
See, that's the other thing. Vernon made that decision that, oh, look, once Lisa Marie's 25, she's the boss. Priscilla will be out of the picture. Everything will be fine. It's not what happened. I believe Priscilla manipulated it and ended up having 40 years of power where it should never have been anything like that. Just my opinion, guys.
To be there until Lisa could take control herself. So there you go. Thank you. Okay, let's see. One more. Thank you for sharing, Donna. People often ask why Elvis was not buried right next to his mother, but I understand this is a Southern thing and that the wife is always buried to the left side of her husband. Am I right in thinking this, please?
But guys, I'm gonna have to stop and come back for a part 2. Okay, something's going on in the background. So, and that's quite an important question. So brilliant, really, really good questions coming from the viewers on Donna Presley Official's YouTube channel. She also has a Facebook page, Donna Presley Official. So this is great. This is the first question and answer we've done for a while. I've got a few Donna Presley interviews that I want to review. There's at least 2. They're both about half an hour long. One of them's even longer, I think. I need to get back to doing those. I also have some very interesting details about how Priscilla double-crossed Lisa and Elvis. Yeah, so I want to review that, and I still need to go through the reviews of this YouTube channel that has reviewed the book Softly as I Lie to You. Yeah, Softly as I Leave You, Priscilla's new book of lies. Priscilla running around the world trying to push this trash book that is full of lies. She's making a complete fool of herself because a lot of the things in that new book we've already proved are just not correct. Just she's getting her facts wrong. She's jumbling everything up. And some of the things that Priscilla is saying on TV just very, very shocking and untrue. Now, mate. Right, okay, mate. So we're going to come back. We're going to do a part 2. Yeah, why don't I call you mate? We're going to come back. We're going to do a part 2 of this. And we've got other things to get on with today. So I'm trying to squeeze it in. Thanks, guys. Welcome to the new Elvis inner circle, the true inner circle. The only people allowed in the inner circle are people that defend Elvis and Lisa and the good bloodline that have not trashed Elvis. If you support the Elvis trashers, if you are not defending Elvis in a true way, you're not welcome into the new Elvis inner circle. We have disbanded the original Elvis inner circle because they betrayed Elvis for money. Take care, guys. Love you all.